Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Melanie Fiona, and you're checking me out right here on Ladies First with my girl, Jen, where we talk about all things music, love, and life. Super interesting stuff. Keep it locked.
What's up, guys? Your girl Jen, another episode of Ladies First. And I know this interview is going to be really fun because she has such a great personality. I know you guys love her too. Miss Melanie Fiona.
Oh, hey.
What's up, Mel?
Hi.
Love the outfit.
Thank you very much.
Rocking it real nice.
Hot in New York, you know, keeping it loose and flowy.
Well, I mean, you're not really New York anymore, right? I was kind of eavesdropping on your interview with Ebro in the morning. You're West Coast based now.
It's true. I've gone over to the West Side.
So how is it? What's the difference? Why did you make the move?
You know what? New York was great. I love New York. It will always have a special place in my life, but I just needed space.
Space, yeah.
I needed green. I needed trees, and I needed a car, and I needed a larger place to live and grow as a person.
Yeah.
And the ocean, man, I just like it, and I just didn't want winter anymore. Really,
you were over it.
You know, I'm Canadian, so if I need a winter, I can always go back home. But
yes, that's true.
I don't need to be living in a winter and then visiting a winter and living. No, I was like, let me just live in the sunshine.
Yes.
And then visit the cold when I'm ready.
So for all those of you out there who don't know, though, she's Canadian from Toronto,
That's
right?
From the six.
Yes,
with
from
my
the
woes.
Talk about how it was growing up there in Toronto, the music vibes, the scene, and how you fell into music.
Well, music is kind of like just natural to me because both of my parents love music. My dad he at heart definitely a musician, used to play in a band when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And just music was just the foundation of everything. My mom would cook, clean, yell at me and my brother to music. It was just always around us. And then we're Caribbean, so that's a huge part of the culture, our musical culture. So it was just instinctive for me. But Toronto's a super multicultural, diverse place, and there's so much inspiration there from different culture, food, people, friends. It's almost like being able to experience the world in one place.
Yeah.
So I had so many different types of friends, and I was exposed to so many different types of things. And so I feel like that really influenced me to make the music that I make, and just kind of want to approach music the way that I do, which is just on a world basis, really.
And it's interesting you said that because I was doing some research on you, and your musical influences is like from A to Z. It's very diverse. There was Amy Winehouse in there, Bob Marley, Sam Cooke, Patsy Cline.
Yeah, so that's
crazy
country,
catalog.
soul, current retro, reggae, everything. But what I love about all of those artists was amazing songwriting and just music that made you feel something. Feeling is just the most priceless thing, I think, in music.
Yes.
No matter what you do, it just has to make you feel something.
Going from that, somehow you end up in a girl group, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Let's talk about
the girl group like every girl does at some point. I'm a teenager in high school in Toronto, and got the opportunity to get my feet wet in the music industry. That was the first time, and I met these girls at the studio, and we formed this group, and it was cool. And then, like most girl groups, it dissolved very quickly. Lots of.
But you guys had 2 hits, no? No regrets.
No regrets. Oh, she's done her work.
Yes, I have.
No, so there was no regrets. Yes, and we were all there. It's so funny because in that song and in that video, I have 0 presents, which is so funny because everyone's like,
"You're tight." Were you tight?
I wasn't tight actually because I was I sang the rest of the songs. But before those songs could even see the light of day, the group was over. But my girlfriend and I, Andrina, who came from that group, she's still one of my dear best friends. She's a super talented girl, songwriter and singer, and that's the most beautiful thing that came out of that situation. And then the group went on. The group went on to use the name, the songs, our voices with different girls.
What?
No, it was crazy.
Scandalous.
Ooh,
nothing happened from that?
No, nothing happened from that. It went on to be whatever it once was, and then it went away.
So how was it working with other women? Because, in this industry, being in a girl group, I'm sure you kind of butt heads from time to time. And then some people fake the funk and say they're happy all the time. Everything's, all gravy.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think in that particular time, we were young. We were all in high school or just out of high school. I just graduated.
Yeah.
And, we really did love each other. I'm not going to lie. We really did love each other.
Okay.
And it was a good experience to learn, for me, who I was as an identity.
Okay.
And that's really what it was, because I started to see the dynamic of what people would choose or like, or what then became the face of the group or whatever it was, you know what I mean? And just all those different things. So it really taught me about who are you in a group of women? What is your role? What do you do?
And I think a lot of girls that are trying, it's good advice for the girls out there who are trying to break it into industry at such a young age. You're naive to everything, right?
Totally.
Moving on to another group. Yes, I did my research and my homework. The Renaissance. And there is another famous Canadian in this group, the Renaissance. Let's talk about that, Melanie.
So the Renaissance was actually just like a collaborative. We didn't make an album or anything, but we called ourselves the Renaissance.
Okay.
And we would just gig at this local place. It was a little supper club, and we had a keyboard player, another vocalist, myself, and a rapper by the name of Drake.
Yes.
And we would just jam. Like, we would cover songs, do our own original things, and just kind of come together. So like, if I sang a cover, if I sang original song, he might have dropped a verse like in that time, or same with the other singer. The singer and I would do a duet together. So it was really just a dope collaborative effort, and we just were making moves within the city to just be creative, because we had all found each other, all supported one another, but we all had individual things we were working on. Like, Drake was still on television as well as just starting to pursue music. The other gentleman was also a singer, keyboard player. I was still traveling back and forth, working on music. So it was a really nice time in our lives, and it was a good outlet for us in Toronto because there wasn't anything like that going on. So it was cool.
So but how did that happen? Like, did you guys just browsing the internet and you saw all the Toronto natives doing music, or did you guys know each other from
It was
past?
through mutual people that we had known. My manager at the time knew somebody who was associated with the Supper Club, who knew Drake, who knew Aon, the other singer, and Aon and Dalton, the keyboard player, used to play together. So it was just, we all just met one day. Everyone's like, yo, you guys should all meet. And we all sat down and kicked it and hung out. And we were like, yo, let's just do this. So we'd get together, jam, rehearse. It was awesome.
So what's the thought process behind choosing what songs you're performing? Did Drake say, no, we got to go this way? Or did you know what he was going to be at this point in time today?
I mean, we all just kind of were like, hey, this is my favorite song. Can we cover it? Do you know it? Let's play it. Like, let's do this. Or here's a song that I wrote. Can we try it? It was really free, which I really, really loved. But I definitely knew that there was something special in all of us in that dynamic. Everyone had their own identity. Everyone was already, I think, a star in their own right, really, because everyone was bringing their own thing to the table. And he's always been super talented. Like, this wasn't overnight for him. He's always been clever, always been wise with that pen. Like, and we knew it from then. And so it was great to be a part of that building process. Even for me, we all learned from each other.
So you moved from Toronto into the States, and you signed with Steve Rifkind, right?
Yeah.
So what was that feeling like, being able, because I know coming from Canada into the States is a big deal.
Big deal.
Trying to make it here is really special to you guys.
Big deal.
So what was that feeling like when you got that?
It was amazing. I mean, Steve has such a legacy behind him of what he's done in hip hop. And when he decided to, start SRC with Universal, it was like, I'm choosing you. There was only a handful of artists. SRC was really operating like a boutique label, and he was like, we believe in trying to branch out and do this R&B side of things, but with that hip hop mentality. And you saw how that worked, and so that meant a lot of hard work. That meant Steve's cosign. That meant a lot of his great relationships and collabs. Like, immediately when I first did Give It To Me Right, like Talib and Raekwon both did verses for Give It To Me Right, just off of the fact that it was like Steve, and that's like love, you know what I mean? Like hip hop love. So it was great. And Busta did a remix. It was really, really awesome, and such a historic thing to be a part of.
And I'm sure it was a lot of pressure on you. Weren't you nervous? Hoping that the American audience would accept you and love your music.
For sure, it was definitely overwhelming. I mean, I think for any artist, when you're putting out wherever you're from, you're just always like, oh, but when being from Toronto, you just want to do a good job. You want people to be like, yo, Toronto's got it popping, like. And I feel like we're finally there with like the success that we've been putting in with Justin Bieber and Drake and like artists like myself, and we just have been doing it for so long. But there's so many artists before me that have been doing it, paving the way for us to keep creating noise. So, it was nerve-wracking, but Steve was super supportive, and he was always down for me, and anything that I really appreciate the experience I had as a new artist, because Steve was really allowed us to just do what we wanted and be who I wanted to be.
So how did it happen that you end up signing later with Rock Nation? Because that's where I primarily knew you from.
Well, Rock Nation is just co-management.
Co-management.
So I was never on their label.
Okay.
So yeah, co-management situation.
And you went on tour with Kanye.
And I went on tour with Kanye.
That must have been insanity. It was the Glow in the Dark tour, right?
It was the Glow in the Dark tour, and that was before anybody had even known me here. I had not even released a song or anything here. I had like done my deal with SRC and Steve, and then went on tour like a few months later.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. We toured Europe. That's where I broke first.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I mean, Kanye is like one of my favorite artists. So at the time it was just like, man, this is a dream come true.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've went on to tour with so many other people, Mary J, Alicia Keys. You've written songs for Rihanna.
It's been a blessed career, really. And like, you know, I've been happy. I've loved the collaborations that I've been a part of, the things that I've been able to do. And I just love that I'm just at a place right now to do so much more as well. And it's been great. And I'm so thankful for all those opportunities, really, because they helped me get to where I am today.
Right. And today now you're an independent artist. Is that right? An indie artist.
I am an indie artist.
So why the indie move?
It was a choice for me, and I feel like that was the best choice for me, to be able to have the freedom at this point in my career after 2 albums and, like you said, the tours that I've been on, to get in touch with my fans directly, to curate and creatively design what I want to do and be involved in that process, and not have to have too many people telling me what it's supposed to do or fit within a standard of a big label box, you know.
And even as an artist, a female artist, I'm sure you get asked to do certain things you don't want to do, you know, obviously with the sex appeal nowadays with all these women out there in the industry.
It gets tough, especially now. So exactly. So the fact that I get to do things on my own terms with a team that supports that and has the same vision and has the same taste and like really loves everything that we're doing, it's really a nice feeling. Like it's a blessing. It's like true success for me. I really feel like success is always evolving. It's always a trajectory of getting better and being happier. And I'm definitely happier, and I'm definitely so proud of the music that I've been making, and I'm really excited for this project and this partnership with Primary Wave.
What would you say defines Awake, which is the new album now, right?
Yeah.
And then your very first album, which was The Bridge. What is the difference between the two? And of course the MF Life in between. I'm sure it's just a growth period, but what was the first one in comparison to now?
So the first album, I wanted to be a very universal language for everyone, where it sampled a lot of old soul records, which were my main influences. It paid homage to the artists and the sounds that I think really defined and influenced me. And I was a girl singing these records, singing some mostly other people's records, songs that were written for me, or great songs that I felt and I believed in. Now on this third album, Being Awake, I'm a woman. I am an evolved artist. I'm an evolved spiritual person. I'm an evolved, woman, like I said. And that conversation, that language, that intuition, that conversation is so different, and it's so much more personal. Right. And so the concept of Awake is not just the album, but it's the way I live my life. It's the way that I view the world. It's the way that I view my words and my thoughts and my actions. So, it's this album is definitely, I would say, the truest representation of like who I am now. That was who I was, and this is who I am. So it's evolving, it's evolution.
And very freeing, I'm sure.
And free.
Definitely. Yeah. And Bite the Bullet's the lead single off of the album?
Well, Bite the Bullet is the first song we've released. Okay. I'm not really calling it an official single, so to speak, because I'm going to be putting out more music in a few weeks, more music after that in a few weeks, way before the album comes out. And Bite the Bullet is the first song I wanted to release. It's summertime.
I love it.
Thank you.
It gives me island vibes.
Yeah, I'm a Caribbean girl.
Yeah, reggae tunes. I just want to play it, put the top down, have my hair blowing in the wind. Exactly. I just love it.
And it's been some time since I've put out music, so I wanted to release that first because I felt like that was the best reintroduction for people to be like, right, Melanie is Caribbean. She does sing soulful music. That is her. This is summertime. So I want to give something people to rock to. The video's coming out in a couple of weeks. It's crazy. I'm so excited.
Can you give us a little hint of what's in it or what's happening?
It's just badass.
Badass?
It's
I
badass.
love that.
It's like violent and exciting and tragic at the same time. It's like I
drama.
I feel like it's like a comic book come to life, really. Yeah.
So what's the dating life?
I'm not dating because I'm in love, and that's wonderful.
Oh, she's in a relationship. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
I'm a Awake girl. This is a whole movement we're talking about. I told you, which is fantastic. And but I definitely have done my dating.
Okay, what's the worst date you've been on then?
The worst,
or the worst thing a guy said to you when they stepped up to you.
The worst date I've ever been on, literally, and this was in LA. This was like many years ago. I remember I was first going to LA, and I met this dude at this barbecue, at this industry barbecue, whatever.
Okay. Well, this can't turn out well.
Girl, it doesn't. So anyways, he was so nice. He seemed like such a gentleman. It was all good. He was like, hey, like, let's grab a bite to eat. I was like, cool. So we grab a bite to eat. Everything was all good. And then like towards the end of the night, he just started getting really aggressive. And he just like leaned in to like try to kiss me. And I wasn't giving him that vibe at all because I'm like the homie. Like, I want to get to know you and see if I even like you as a person before I like you. You know what I mean? So he just like went in for it, and like I had to like push back and be like, hold up. And he was just like, oh, so what? He's like you know, you ain't about that. Like, well,
that?
And I was just like, hold on, I don't know what you thought. I don't know where you thought this was going, but like, I don't know you. And first of all, I'm like fresh out of Canada. Like, hold up. Like, are you about to chop me up and kill me? Because I don't know you. Right? So it became all of that. But I just remember feeling he was so arrogant. He expected me to be like,
fall for it.
Let's just do everything. And I was just like, fool, you know who I am? What? And this is before,
Don't play.
And this is before no one knew who I was, by the way. So I'm like, I already knew who I was. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, like, no, you don't get it like that. Like, you have to work. I was like, I just couldn't believe it was the worst. He just talked about himself all night.
Oh God.
Which was a complete turn off.
Don't you hate that?
The worst.
All about them.
All about
and
them.
You can't get a word in.
Flossing
edgewise.
about what he does and who he is. I'm like, please get out of here with all of that. Like, how are you with your family? Do you like your mom? Because that's what I want to know. Like, do you have good people in your life?
Did he reach out to you after?
Oh, no. It was a wrap. He knew it was over. I was like, he like send me like playful texts and be like, hey girl, you still mad at me? And I'd be like, silent treatment.
Not with Melanie Fiona.
No, I need to like you as a person, like legit. Like I need to feel like I could have fun with you, like we could be friends, like real friends. Because it's just like if you're just all about that, it's never gonna work.
So I'm sure that's how you and your boo are now, right? That's why you're with
best
him.
Friends.
Yeah.
We are best friends, and it's great. And you know, I've really learned a lot about relationships because I've also been in relationships where I really thought it was it. And I was like on the way, this is it. This is the person I'm going to be with. And it just did not work out. And I learned what I learned from my last relationship, which was really serious, and I thought that was it, was you have to learn how to grow with someone.
Absolutely.
That is the greatest lesson that I think I've learned. Timing. And growth with someone, because you could find a great person at the wrong time.
Absolutely.
You might not, but you have to really be with someone who's willing to grow with you, adapt for you. You have to be willing to adapt for them. And I'm a really strong personality, and I'm like, I do have very high standards, but I feel like for the right person, what I've learned is you have to be willing to change and move and grow and like be malleable for them, you know, when they're worth it and they're giving you the same in return.
And with that said, is this man, whoever he is, the one?
I hope so.
Is there a ring coming soon? Is there going to be wedding bells?
I hope so. I really do. I really love that idea, that sentiment of being married and having a family, and like that's the. Whenever people ask me and they're like, "What if you couldn't be doing music? What's the only other thing you want to do?" I was like, "I'd want to be a mom."
Really?
Yeah, just because
a housewife or
no, not necessarily a housewife. I mean, I'm West Indian, so I'm going to be somewhat of a housewife because that's just natural in us to cook and clean and take care of everybody and do this and do that, you know. But like, I really love the dynamic. I just think women are so amazing.
Yes.
And I'm being a woman in an industry where I've seen other women take their lives and be mothers and wives and entrepreneurs and business women, just do it all, is just so inspiring to me. And I feel like as women, the only greatest thing that we have to do other than what every other man in this world can do is give life and be responsible for that. Like, that's such a beautiful thing. So, you know, that's the only thing I feel like I can do greater than making music. Like,
is being a mom.
Is being a mom.
Gems on gems from Melanie Fiona, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now we're going to go into the second portion of this interview. Melanie, we're going to do this or that. So it's very simple, okay? 2 images going to pop up on the screen. And whether it's, I don't know, blue or orange, you got to choose either blue or orange.
Okay.
Very simple.
Seems
it's not
simple.
rocket science, right?
Okay.
Are you
There's
ready?
No trick questions, are there?
No,
we'll see.
We'll see. Not that bad. Ready, girl?
Ready.
Okay. Toronto Raptors or Toronto Maple Leafs? Speaking to that mic, girl. Only one.
Only one.
Yes.
I'm going to just go with the Toronto Raptors right now because I'm a basketball fan.
Okay.
Now, Toronto Maple Leafs are like our die-hard, like that's true to who Toronto is. But I'm a basketball fan, so I'm going Toronto Raptors.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Retirement home in the Caribbean or Toronto?
Oh, retirement home in the Caribbean. Hands down.
It Kills Me or Fool for You?
Ooh, fool for you because I won 2 Grammys off of that.
That's right. Talk about it. Speak on it. Exquisite or the Renaissance? You know I had to Google hard for these photos.
You were amazing for this. No, I got to go with the Renaissance.
Renaissance. Okay. Sorry, girls. No disrespect. Soca or reggae?
Ooh. I don't know. My Guyanese family might be mad at me, but reggae.
Janet Jackson or Whitney Houston?
Whitney.
Whitney's
just, she's the reason I sing.
Ketchup chips or coffee crisp?
This is very Canadian, by the way. You guys don't know nothing about this unless you're from Canada. This is epic. God, I want some coffee crisp right now. No, ketchup chips is my jam. I have an obsession. P.S. If you follow me on Snapchat, you're going to see my obsession with ketchup. Ketchup chips.
Why is it so big? I hate to interrupt this, but what's the special thing about ketchup chips?
Ketchup chips are just the best. They're like the flavor. They're just the best. You can't describe it. It's like all dressed salt and vinegar and like barbecue in one. I don't know. It's just the best.
Sounds yummy. I think we have that in the States. I mean, I'm not sure.
No,
but
you don't.
Okay. Thanks for that. Collaborate with Amy Winehouse or Bob Marley? I'm getting her, guys. I'm getting her.
Man, I gotta go Bob. Bob is the foundation, man.
You're reggae gal. Okay, this is the photo you saw before. You weren't sure what it was. Degrassi or that show Hillside?
I don't even know what Hillside is, and Degrassi is Canadian, so I'm all about Degrassi life. Yeah.
Okay. More annoying Canadian stereotype. You all say "eh" at the end of your sentences, or you all love hockey.
More annoying is that they think we say A after everything, but we kind of do, eh? We kind of do. Yeah, but A is kind of the annoying one.
More lit, Caravana or OVO Fest?
All right. I have a split decision here.
You can't, Mel.
Okay.
You gotta choose one.
I'm gonna say OVO Fest only because Caravana has changed over the years.
Okay.
So before OVO Fest was even a thing, Caravana was the turn up. It was the turn up. But I've noticed that Caravana has gotten a little bit more tame as time has gone by.
Okay.
Hence there's a logo. It's more corporate now. And I haven't been in a few years, and a lot of people have just told me it's not as free as it used to be. So I'm going to have to say OVO Fest is the turn up now.
Bad boys or good guys?
Oh, no, good guys.
Good guys.
Good guys. Hi. I'll take you any day. You come with a whole bunch of problems I don't want. I've been there. I don't want that anymore.
Bye, Felicia, to the bad boy.
Bye, Felicia.
Bigger turn on, confidence or creativity?
Oh,
it's a rough one.
Okay. Confidence. And I'll say this, because confidence doesn't necessarily mean cockiness. But I need a man who's confident in every decision he makes, the way he speaks to me, the way he moves me, the way he approaches me. That's key. You could find a creative guy that might have some insecurities and not really know how to deal with this.
True indeed, God.
So confidence for sure.
More romantic, candlelit dinner or riding on the back of a bike at sunset?
Candlelit dinner. Especially on that beach. Take me away, Calgon. Take me away.
You're a beach girl and you love the ocean.
I'm a beach girl. Take me to the ocean.
Grammy or Juno?
Grammy. No shade to Canada or anything, but like the Grammys
don't leave those hate comments, guys. If you do.
Fortunately, I have both, so it's great. But Grammy, that's kind of the universal like symbol.
Pen the best-selling song in music history or have a sold-out world tour? Can you guys get our reactions? I love it.
Wow, this is a tough choice. Okay.
Give me a second. Should I repeat the question?
I'm going to say pen the best song in history.
Really?
Because that is forever. That is something that people are going to sing, celebrate, cover forever. Like Happy Birthday. The person who wrote Happy Birthday must be the happiest person. They've created something that has lasted for history. This is not to say that this wouldn't be awesome.
It'd be pretty epic. This
is epic to have a sold out world tour everywhere, but I've never been about like needing everyone to know who I am. It would be nice. It would be nice. But I've always been about the respect and the contribution to music. So I admire songwriters. Smokey Robinson just got tributed at the BET Awards.
Amazing.
That's legacy. That's historic. I don't know if he's sold out every concert that he's ever done, but he's being honored and tributed after all these years. So write one of the song's biggest selling records of all time.
I'd probably do the same too, for sure. Yeah. And finally, if you were stuck on an island and you can only bring one person with you forever and live with them forever, would you pick Drake or Jay-Z? The homies. Only one.
Only one?
Yes. One of the homies, and that's it. Forever and ever. Think about this, Mel.
This is a very tough decision. I have ties to both of these people.
Yes.
But man, I don't know. I feel like the Canadian connection is pulling me here.
Okay.
Drake's gonna look at me and be like, we go all the way back. And Jay's gonna be like, hey, remember we did that tour together? Oh man. Can I just take both pictures and just be like, you're both with me? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Drake. I gotta give it up, Jay-Z.
Shouts out to the 6.
Shout out to the 6. No shade, Jay, but you know, I gotta rep for my city.
All right, well, thank you, Mel, for doing this or that. Hope I stumped you on the questions.
You did. You know what? I was thinking about that Jay-Z one, and I was just like, Beyonce's not letting Jay-Z go on an island with nobody, so it's cool.
Well, you're not leaving me with Blue.
No.
Not on this.
Hey, Jay. Hey, B.
Well, thanks again, Mel. I appreciate it. And she's going to wrap this up and bless us with a little acapella of her single. And at the end, you'll let them know where you can find your music and stuff.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Okay. You ready to wow?
I'm ready to do it.
I'm excited too.
This is Bite the Bullet. I hope you guys enjoy. The first time you shot me down, I was grazed. Second round was never found. It ricocheted. Nowhere to run. I was stunned in the days. A victim of a love I can't escape. I remember when you said you loved me. 3 little words that burned into my soul. Maybe you didn't mean them things you told me. Maybe you really didn't mean those words at all. But I'll bite the bullet. I'll do it in the name of love. I guess I'll bite the bullet. Or stop playing with loaded guns. Stop playing with loaded guns.
She is so good. You see? Damn it. So good.
Damn it.
Now let them know where you can find your music at.
Find the music. It's on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Spotify, Beats, everything. It's out there. Just go enjoy it. And then, of course, check out MelanieFiona.com and on Twitter and Instagram at Melanie Fiona. You can get it all. That's me.
Yes.
Want to know my blood type? There you go.
Melanie Fiona. I'll check y'all next time in the next episode. Ladies first.
See ya.